Okay, are we recording? I'm trying to adjust the volume on this thing. Yeah, here we are. Okay, let me get rid of this. Okay, so we have some flooding in central Texas. Now from San Antonio, from your view, it's kind of northwest, Kerrville, mostly Kerrville, Kerr County. There's Bandera. Actually, let me show you. I took a picture from the TV so you could let me see, where's my photos? Dang it. Stop it. Okay, let me show you this. Okay, let me go. Okay, so if you're looking at this picture here, I don't know if you can, is it too, it's not going to show, is it? This light is right in my face. Why is it doing that? No, it's not good, is it? Maybe I need to be further. Oh, I know. It needs to be in front of my face. Oh, come on, really? It's not going to show right, is it? No, there we go. Okay, well, so let me look at this. In Bernie, which is northwest San Antonio, if you leave San Antonio and you head west on IH10, 6.7 inches of rain. Bandera 6.3, Kerrville up there. Some of those places up there in, what is that county after Kerr County? 12 and a half inches of rain so far. Now, this rain started yesterday, I guess, last night. We didn't have it here in San Antonio. It was over there. Most of the times the rain moves across from the west to the east, unless we get something from the south, which was the last few days. This is why I was surprised we had rain coming in from west to east. And there was, why we didn't have it. That's why I was like, okay, whatever, fine. It's a great day. It's supposed to rain today. Okay, great. We were waiting for it was not even raining a lot today, but that's how the rain looks. I wish I could get y'all to see this picture, but it's not going to show. Well, it shows as a white square. That's no good. Bummer. Okay. What the heck? Let me see if you can see what the heck. Okay, let me just show you some of this other thing. We had like a lot of video. See, I went to work at the restaurant today, so I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't even know what was going on. Let me show you this. Let me see if it doesn't.
A house that is just gone.
One of the things to keep in mind, like looking at those images right there, these aren't small trees that we're talking about either.
No.
These aren't twigs, these aren't shrubs. These are trees that in some cases could be decades and decades old. And you try to wonder when you got trees in some instances the size of cars, if not larger, coming down the waterway with rushing water. It puts it into perspective. You essentially have like a boat coming at you. And then you ask the question, how did this tree come down? Well, you had the rushing water moving as quickly as it was, in the ground being as saturated as it was. The roots aren't going to be able to hold on. When you got that much water and the wall of water coming, it's going to pick up those trees, even though they may have been there for 40, 50, whoever knows how many long years, and it just gets taken away. And at that.
Oh, come on. Really? I even closed a lot of windows for this. Come on, let's go. Oh, I wonder if it's them.
It's a flying obstacle in the water that's coming out at whatever's in its path. And whether that means it runs into a home, that's devastation, it's destruction, and it's going to take out.
Come on, come on, come on. No? Oh, they lost the signal. Oh no. Dang it. Okay, let me take this out. Let me remove this. Let me look for something else. Now they had a lot of flooding and in Kerrville, and it moves from northwest to southeast, right? Because that's the way the river flows, right? The Guadalupe River has been flooded with a lot of water. So um, there's still concern for people downstream that they are going to be flooded. Let me go here. See, this is going to stop me up even more. I hate to say it that way. That sounds funny. The water was moving northwest to southeast, and that follows the Guadalupe River into the Gulf of America, right? So people downstream they're expecting them to, uh, um, have flood and be overrun by the waters, and all this is going to happen further, right? RV camps, the RVs were turned over. People lost everything. They had to get people out of the park in Kerrville. The Shriner, what was it? I forgot what it's called. Wait, I have my. Oh, there we go. While I look for notes.
Along with the video that we had been showing you earlier, those live pictures, which is going to be Ingram High School. We also know Arcadia High is also a place that's, we're being told, is a center for folks to go to, a shelter as well. In Comfort, you've got Comfort High School off of US 87. You've got the Lobby Coffee Shop, Comfort Emmanuel Lutheran Church. In Kerrville, you've got the Shriner University, Walmart on Junction Highway, and First United Methodist Church. We share that information for you because, as we understand, those shelters are there for perhaps people who need a place to be and stay and be safe. As we heard from the gentleman earlier out in Kerrville that Joe was talking to, or Destiny rather, in Ingram, he had mentioned that he was starting over with nothing. In fact, in that interview, he mentioned that he was basically rescued from somebody. Somebody had grabbed his arm. He had woken up to it. So he was saved by someone else. But sadly, right now, he's starting over with pretty much the shoes on his feet that he had gotten from a store down the road.
He said, thanks. I didn't even have shoes. I have nothing.
So we mentioned those shelters because of the importance, because of
like
knowing that people need help right now.
Yeah.
And that's what we're here for as a community, to be there for those people, which is why, the continued need for donations, specifically for children's clothes, is being asked for tonight.
And there's a lot going on across our area. I'm going to say it looks like we have Phil Sterling live. Phil, we haven't heard from you in a little while. Can you tell us where you are and what's going on around you now?
Mm-hmm. Oh, meanwhile.
Yeah, I mean, I'm here at Ingram High School where, if you look behind me,
So there was a camp had girls in camp, and they brought a lot of people in, a lot of those kids in helicopters to Ingram High School. 23 of those students.
Buses earlier, there were Blackhawks here
Are still
transporting
missing.
kids to this area from where
this helicopters were bringing them in. They had at least 4 that I saw earlier. There might have been more by now. 13 dead in the flooding. Kerrville Shriner Park is closed. It was flooded. The water was just rolling right through there. Everything gone.
Assuming Hunt maybe
13 dead, like it says right there, in the flooding in Kerr County alone. Now,
Camp Mystic, but there's some buses over there that were actually.
If people are not careful, that's why they need to be careful downstream.
Kids. We're not sure if those kids are going into the high school. I assume they are. And we're not sure where those kids are from. It looks like there's still some to the left over there. Obviously, I can't look as far as our cameras can. But, it's been a pretty hectic day out here. If you pan it back to me here for a second, those Blackhawks, much of the helicopter activity.
13 dead in the flooding in Kerr County alone. So watch out if you're downstream on the Guadalupe River, because it's all coming down that way. All coming down that way tonight, the 4th of July, Independence Day. A lot of those events were canceled in Bernie and some other places. They were canceled here in San Antonio because of rain to begin with. So, there might have been a few vendors out at the park down at Woodlawn Park selling. Earlier it was decent, but now it's supposed to be raining, and we're supposed to get more rain tomorrow. And that so
for a while.
Yeah.
But again, it gives you insight into what it was that
more rain.
folks were dealing with out there, sadly, in the overnight hours when they weren't necessarily aware that it was happening to begin with.
Terrifying catastrophe, horrible situation. And we have video now from Mariah Bonilla. This is a water rescue in San Angelo.
What? San Angelo. That's way up north.
This is going to be the San Angelo area.
Wow, really up there too. I'm going to do this in parts because there's going to be a lot of changes coming in. So the rain started coming and it started flooding in the areas on the ground, like flash flood at 3 a.m. This is why so many people were caught unaware. So they had to haul buns to get out of there, and they had to just go. I mean, I can't imagine, just get what you need. That's important right now, even if it's your house on fire or whatever. Get your stuff and get out.
It's such a dangerous situation.
Oh, here we go.
It's a very different situation than what you had with Harvey, which was catastrophic in its own right.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, this is Flash Flood Alley, and that's a completely different animal from a slow-moving tropical system right along our coastline, like we saw with Harvey. And so you inundate the hill country.
Oh, this thing. See why don't he was going to go? He's probably going to go over all the weather and the maps and the clouds and the system. I wish there was a way it wouldn't do that.
With the rocky soil, hard ground from drought conditions, and then of course you're talking about rainfall rates that could be 2.5 to over 3 inches per hour, and the water just has nowhere to go, and it just surges into these river basins. And so here's the Guadalupe, which is much calmer than it was earlier this morning. Pardon me. Been watching a few folks coming over here to observe the river, but you see it's still. I mean, it's that still powerful flow. Just over 4,000 cubic feet per second is what we have. So these are updated numbers. There are some developments I can point out to you here. First of all, Bandera is right now in the midst of the crest. So this is the peak level at 12,300 cubic feet per second.
Wow.
Moderate flood stage right now in Bandera, working down through Bridal Gate Ranch into Pipe Creek. Notice the flow here has gone up almost to 5,000 cubic feet per second, and that's climbing. So that's emptying into Medina Lake here shortly.
Oh, good. Medina Lake.
Berkheim is offline. Medina's offline on these two gauges. There you see the latest reading from Kerrville. Comfort's holding just above 40,000. And that's now coming out of a flood, or it's minor flood stage, I believe, dropping out. And then Spring Branch, it just ticked up to 20.9, but it's really going to be the next hour or two, I believe, that we'll start to see a noticeable increase. And eventually that value there is going to go much higher. In fact, it has been revised up on the forecast from the National Weather Service.
It's about 8:30 right now.
There you see again the river.
10:30.
It is in minor flood stage here. You see the minor to moderate to major. It was in major flood stage, and it's going to be dropping quickly out of minor flood stage. Now here's Spring Branch. The change is that the Weather Service, they have bumped it to, I mean, that is right up there against major flood. It originally was 37.2, and now it's at 38.4. So they did raise the value up for a crest just over a foot. I mean, that's right up there to the 281 bridge. And the river has been overtaking bridges back west. Sisterdale, which is about 30 feet above the bridge as you're coming on Sisterdale Road into Sisterdale, was underwater. And so, that's going to be awfully close. And that's very close. This is major flood stage right here at 39 gauge feet. All right. So at 38.4, just shy of 39 feet. And there you can see the corresponding cubic feet per second here on the right side here of this graph. All right. This is in Bandera. And again, just want to show you that we are in the midst of the crest now. And then from here on out, that purple line is the forecast. And so we will see it gradually decline or recede, if you will, with those levels. Here you have the rainfall. If you're just
That's
now
the
joining
map I
us
was
today,
trying to
it's
show
been a
you.
busy day for you, and you're just now getting caught up. This is just a massive amount of water that we had. This little zone here was about 8 to 14 inches of rain. And so when you do some math on hydrology, you just take 1 acre of land and you drop a foot of rain on that 1 acre, you're going to get over 300,000 gallons of water. So it's just enormous amount of water in here, and it's all rushing into those rivers, those watersheds, and then flowing down. And there you have Medina River. The only recharge basin you have here is Bandera County. It's a very tiny little recharge basin, so it has to hit just right for that river in Medina Lake. And it did a pretty good job of that. You see, for the most part, that's some pretty heavy rain. Not quite that bullseye, but that's the reason why we do have moderate flood, and we will see some increases on Medina Lake from this particular flood. Right now, this is a little bit misleading because we also have the bats coming out now. So they're mixed in with some of the radar returns. There you can see out to the west, those are the bats there. And we have the Bracken bat colony coming out too. This is the only warning right now that's active. That's a little bit of a flood warning, flash flood warning there along the Guadalupe with that surge coming down. But we no longer have flash flood warnings back in Kerr County. The flood watch is not in effect now as well either. And as we zoom this in, let me just take this in a little bit closer. And again, it looks like this is all rain, but in some cases, this is also the bats being caught up in the radar returns here. So it's sprinkles, couple really light showers, and then our bats that are in the mix here too.
Yeah, we have bats.
All right, let's talk about what's ahead of us here. Tonight, I'm really not
bats
expecting
in the hill
much.
country.
Just sprinkles or shower through the night into tomorrow morning. This is a brand new model run that I'm going to share with you here too. And you see how it is now still pumping out late morning, afternoon, the possibility for a few downpours, as we're still not quite done with this remnant low just yet. So this is the reason why really pushing, cannot drop our guard just yet. This is not just, we're past it. It was
really
a one night and day affair, and we move on. We still have to get through tomorrow. In some cases, that is parts of the hill country Bexar County would have to watch. And then as we go into Sunday, it's just a little leftover 20% rain chance. And so rainfall amounts based on what you just saw. Here you can see we have this little bullseye here. And like I said last night, News 4 at 10 o'clock is don't get just fixated on one spot. Last night I was urging caution from here to Bandera, Medina County, northern Medina County, and then also into Kerr. I said anywhere in this zone, I saw potential.
And then it moves, doesn't it? Interesting. Come on, Chris, get on with it. Really? Haven't opened anything new. So we should get rain tomorrow. That's what he's going to tell you. Don't focus on one area too much because it could shift. This is only a model.
Rain, or even at the airport, could get over an inch if that model is correct here. So again, you see that there are those similarities. Let's take you out.
Come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on, let's go. And I have the Club World Cup on. Club World Cup. Chelsea and Palmeiras. If you hear some noise in the background, that's what that is. 2 games today, 2 games tomorrow.
Out into the future here and look ahead into next week. There you go. So you can really see that's our little remnant spin right there. So this is going to be the European computer model, which I feel is doing a better job than the American GFS. And so tomorrow, you see it's got that little leftover rain chance still in our area. And then on Sunday, it favors the western half of a region for a few showers of storms, and then just a 20% chance elsewhere. Monday, I still have a 10, 20% chance, but you see overall.
Man. Okay, so we're going to get rain tomorrow anyway. We'll see how that goes, right? Let me go ahead and get off of this. If he recuperates, then we'll just go with that. Let me remove this. So maybe it'll catch up. So anyway, this is the deal right now. We have 23 missing kids from Camp Mystic, 13 dead in the flooding in Kirk County. Choppers have brought some students, some buses have brought some students into the collection area, right, where the parents can go get them. 26 inches in 45 minutes. That's crazy. That's a lot of rain. Makes you wonder what HARP is up to. You know what I mean? And why there is flooding. You know why there's flooding? If you know why there's flooding in certain cities, you know what's probably underground. I don't know, maybe. Just saying. Okay. So we should get rain tomorrow, 60%, 20% on Sunday. And yeah, I've been missing because I was doing my food handler certification and my TABC. So I had to get that turned in before actually today. So I can be scheduled in the next week. Otherwise, I couldn't get scheduled without an update in my 2 certifications. So that's how that goes. We'll see how it's what happens tomorrow. Please like, share, and subscribe for updates. I will give you the website here on where to go if you want to check updates. This is one of the local channels, the NBC affiliate. And buy me a coffee. Support this channel if you don't mind. I would really appreciate it. I'll try to come on again tomorrow, see what's up. I don't know what's going to happen tonight. Whenever this rain starts, it's going to affect everything again. And leave a nice comment. Thank you very much. This is Hispanic Conservative. For Hispanic Conservative, me, this is Celia. I'll see y'all later. Bye, y'all. See you later.